Today, we have the one and only Mercedes-Benz AMG EQE SUV. Boy, that's a mouthful.
Look, it has little chilies. It's so cute.
And this vehicle right here represents a monumental milestone as Mercedes transitions into the electric era. The EQE is one of the very first all-electric Mercedes SUVs. We're going to check out why this new electric AMG is a monumental move for Mercedes, check out its interesting bits and pieces, and experience my reaction as we take this thing for a drive.
And make sure to stay till the end for my 3 favorite features, plus the one and only Riley ranking.
Before this video gets started, I need you to go check out me on my socials in the description. I love checking out cars on the side, but I post all of my best content in the links down below. So this car has like a teardrop design, nice and sleek, smooth, which is really nice, especially for it being an EV and everything. But it is an AMG spec, and it doesn't really have the AMG aggressive presence like the outgoing AMG Mercedes-Benz models usually do. This car is available here at Crown Eurocars of Pinellas Park, and thank you so much to Shannon for letting me show you guys this awesome car here today. And this dealership has one of the coolest inventories I have ever seen. Just today, I have seen Ferraris, a Brabus G-Wagon, and an Audi R8. And for exterior styling on the EQE SUV, I really love how they did a really good mix of electric and regular previous like SUV models that they have. It's super nice and like sleek. I really love how they used to have the grille here, obviously, but they made it to where it isn't just flat. Like it does have some dimension. The Mercedes-Benz logo is of course huge still. But I love the AMG trim. I love how everything's blacked out. It really makes this car like come together in a way. And these do start at about $110,000 and go up from there with options, which is kind of competitive with the market of like higher end luxury EVs today. One feature I really like so far is when you approach with your key and you press in to get in the car, there's a little Mercedes-Benz that comes right here as you're getting in and your handles are popping out. Moving on, I really love this wheel design. You don't see a lot of EVs with nice looking wheels these days, and this has dimensional. It's not flat like mostly that you see. It's super nice and it really flows really well with the aesthetic of the car. Moving on to the back area here, it's almost a little flat. It isn't like as bubbly as it is in the front, but we do have this really nice light bar across here, and the taillights have a super cool design that I've never seen before. It's like almost flowy in a way. It's cute. We have another AMG badge here. I think it would have been super nice and a good touch if they would have made these badges black on the back here to like pull everything together a little bit. We have these little tiny air vents that aren't actually air vents. I guess it's just for aesthetic purposes. Nonetheless, another black accent to look at. We have a really cute tiny Mercedes logo on this windshield wiper. I can't get over it. Just had to mention it. And then over this way, we have the charge port disguised as a gas cap. Yep, popped open here. And then this little button on the inside here actually unlocks your charge port so that you can pull it in and out freely. Also, I really love the look of just looking straight down the side of this car because your door handles are pushed in since, you know, when you unlock it, they pull out. So you don't have any disturbances on the side of your EQE. So this car specifically is spec'd out in Alpine Gray, which is honestly super nice, especially with the black and silver accents. It really ties it all together. So a couple more features that I have found on this car, if you could call it that, but it's quirky nonetheless, is right here. It pops out your windshield washer fluid refill, which is so cute. You would not think that's what that is, but you open it up and you're happily surprised. Then you would think, mostly like every EV that has a frunk that this big massive hood would open, giving you extra storage space. It surely doesn't. There's no way to open this. It's probably just a bunch of mechanicals under there, but I feel like they could have given you a little bit more for the price point of this vehicle. And then another little cute thing on your valve stem right here, it has a little NF letting you know that your tires are filled with nitrogen. Moving on to the performance specs of the EQE. This has a dual motor making over 600 horsepower and almost 700 pound-feet of torque. It goes 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, and which is crazy because this thing weighs almost 6,000 pounds. That means you and your entire family can get to your destination faster than a Lamborghini Diablo. So those numbers are amazing, but this next one might not be that impressive as this only gets about 235 miles of range. However, this car does have rear wheel steering, which is something you don't see much of cars today. Now, let's give it a listen. Is this thing on? Okay, let's just get into the trunk. So moving on to the trunk area, you have your Mercedes logo here that does a couple different things. One, it is your beautiful gleaming Mercedes badge. Two, it is your rear camera, so this pops open when you're in reverse. So if you're behind this car and that comes open, get out of the way, okay? And then third, it opens your trunk if you press the top of it, revealing this massive, tall trunk area. Now, let's hop in here, see if it fits a me. Of course, kind of. If this thing wasn't here, I could scoot back a little bit more, but overall, pretty nice, decent trunk space. We have a couple tie-down points over here. We have a couple little lights in the back. We have a little cubby over here, but not one on this side. We have a 12-volt back here if you need to plug something in, and of course, the privacy shade restricting me from going back anymore. And unlike many EVs, there is not an extra trunk underneath this trunk space. And a cool way that this trunk can close and open is if you do a little kicky underneath the car. Come on, you did it earlier. There we go. It might take a couple tries, so if you got your hands full, I mean, that's a good way to do it. But okay, now let's get into the interior. And here is the luxurious key for your EQE. It definitely has some weight to it. Like, this is probably the heaviest key that I've felt. This is your lock button, your unlock button, and your trunk button here. And then we have AMG on the back of the key here. And moving into this interior, like literally all I can say is wow. Like, it is super nice. I love this AMG trim with all the red stitching, the red seat belts. These seats are super, super sporty and bolstery. I love their design, this like perforated look beside some leather here. The carbon is a really, really nice touch, and this screen is just massive. I love how it flows together and it doesn't really feel too separated. We also have a tiny bit of rose gold trim in your air vent area. And then we have some ambient lighting all along the doors and the trim up there as well. This is just super nice. It is luxurious, but it is a little bit sporty. This bridge area here is really cool. You definitely don't see that often, giving you a whole bunch of space at the bottom here. Moving on to the door side of things here, we have these really, really nice buttons that are almost like a brushed metal. They don't feel plasticky or anything at all. I really don't know if anything in this car is plastic, really. And we have our door handle here, but a lot of times I've been grabbing for this, even though these are your seat controls. It feels almost like a door handle by the way it sits. We have these heated, cooled memory seat settings over here. And then we have some really, really nice speakers down here. I love how it honestly just pulls all of the little silver pieces together, and it sounds super great. And for your ambient lighting, which is fully customizable by the way, you have some right here under this little area here. We have it in the air vents. That is so cool, and what a neat little touch. You also have it right here on the sides of your seat. That is so cool. I think it's so immersive in here. It's so nice. Moving on to the steering wheel stuff here, and there's a lot going on in the steering wheel. One, just how crisp the screen looks is so awesome, and everything you need to control it is right here on these little buttons in your steering wheel here. So they are haptic, and you can pop through these menus here going up or down, connecting your devices, your temperature, your engine data, stuff like that. And then we can click the little home button, and they will give you different kinds of gauge clusters here. So if you want to get off-roady in your EQE, you can definitely do that. 41 is super cool. It gives you everything you need right there. Another super, super cool screen that I can't even believe is right here are your little tiny buttons. You have two separate kind of buttons here that you can change right there by clicking, which also leads into this screen here. You can change what those little buttons are. So if you wanted your top one to be traction control on or off, or you can have your AMG dynamics or your sound, it automatically changes as you change that on the screen, which is super, super cool. Never seen a feature like that before. And then your other button over here is your modes of driving. So right now it's Sport Plus, and this automatically adjusts when you switch your modes as well. Super cool. And then a couple more buttons on the steering wheel here. You have a bunch of your cruise control options right there. This side of the screen actually controls this screen. So your buttons on this side control this, but your buttons on this side control your gauge cluster screens over here. And then we have our little audio up and down volume buttons on this side. And what I really love is when you're like gliding your fingers over these little haptic touch button things, like you actually feel the feedback, and it's super cool, super nice. And then one more thing in the steering wheel area is you have these little paddle shifter looking things, but they're actually for your regenerative braking to make it more or less when you're driving. And just a couple more buttons here before we hop into this massive screen. First, you have your hazard button, gives you a nice little light up display there. We have our volume button, which you can scroll up or down. We have the reverse camera, where if you want to see that quickly, you can press it. Shows you all your 360 around. And then we have our charge button, if you want to see your charging stats quickly. We have car settings button, but they couldn't even give you the car that you are in as the button. It's like a sedan version, I guess. And then we have a stop start button right here, and cool feature, it's a fingerprint sensor. So I guess when you set up your Mercedes account, you put your little fingerprint on there, it might like adjust settings to how you like them. And we have a mute button right there, but cool little button. You press the AMG and it takes you to your dynamic select screen, the same ones that we had over here before. And if you want it even more in depth, you can go to your home button, AMG Performance, and it shows you everything to do with your car. So right here we have energy flow, and we have some pound-feet of torque, and where everything is moving in your vehicle at all times. Shows all of our suspension and the degrees of that, which is pretty cool. Everything to do with your motor, your horsepower, things like that. And then a cool feature that Mercedes gives you is they give you a little watch, and it's a little stopwatch. And if you hit the little button on the side here, you have a stopwatch for whatever reason that you may need it in your dynamic performance section of your car. And moving into our 56-inch hyperscreen, as Mercedes-Benz calls it. First, we're on our navigation bit, which shows you all these little icons like food and this little burger right here. So if you click it, it pops up the restaurant that it is. It has gas, but you won't need that in this car. We have, of course, the Mercedes-Benz dealership here that we are at currently. And getting into a few things in the screen, I'm going to show you you our comfort setting, which is super cool. You don't see often in a car at all. They have automatic seat positioning. So you put in your height and hit start positioning, and it will start moving your seat for you to it'll put you into your optimal seating position, thinking this is where you need to be when driving this car. And the little button right here is a car with some like flowy things coming through. This is your air quality in your EQE. And another cool thing is it actually has the optional fragrance insert in this car. And in your glove box is a little spot for a fragrance canister that you can buy from Mercedes for $100 a piece. And Mercedes has a couple different fragrances to choose from. One being Nightlife Mood, being a vibrant and spicy scent. What does that mean, Mercedes? Is my nose gonna tingle when it exits the little canister? I don't know. Next, they have AMG 63, which is a unique scent for AMG enthusiasts. Have no idea what that can sound like, smell like. And then we have Bamboo Mood Scent. I don't know. Am I a panda or something? Like, what is the smell of bamboo and why is it tingling my senses? And a really cool feature is you have a 360 camera, so you click your little camera button here, but then you move down, and here is you in your Mercedes EQE in real time, but it makes you look so much smaller than all the other cars around. It's almost like a little Hot Wheel or something like that. Super cute. And with the Hyperscreen, you get this small little screen over here for your passenger that gives you a lot of the same features that your main screen over here has, like your charging, navigation, media, things like that. You can control your own comfort settings or see the performance of the car in real time. But I think it just gave Mercedes an excuse to slap this big old piece of glass across here, which does look super cool, and I feel like it would look a little wonky if you didn't have this screen here, honestly. And for storage in the EQE, it is pretty plentiful, to be honest. We have our door cards here. They're honestly pretty deep. It goes up to about my wrist when I put my hand down there. We have these little cup holder areas when I push back this nice carbon fiber accent. You have a couple chargers here, the USB-C. You have a wireless charging pad back here. Super cool feature, which you don't see often. With your cup holders, they are removable. So you hit the little switch here. You have a nice storage area down there. But please, remember to clip your cup holders back in or your drinks will absolutely go flying. And then we can click this button here. Opens up a very deep, goes up to about my elbow storage area there, and a little tiny little bit right there. I don't know what's going there, but it's there if you want it. And then our glove box here, you press this cute little button and it is a nice deep glove box for you. I feel like that'd be kind of hard if you need to rummage around in there from being the driver, but it is there and it's nice. And then we have this big storage area under the bridge here, definitely deep. You can put something big there for sure, and we have this nice little band to hold things down if you would like to do that. And a really cool feature is it has this touchscreen slidey thing that slides back your shade for your panoramic sunroof, but your sunroof does not open. But I really like how it goes all the way back almost to the complete back of the vehicle. Definitely gives a lot of light in here. Now let's hop onto the back seats. And into the back seat area, we have the same kind of nice brushed metal buttons and things like that for your passenger. They did not cheap out on materials for the back here. And then we have our seat back, extra space. It's the nice little elastic things that pull out. They don't just pull out on their own or anything like that. So they're nice and almost flush back here. And then they even brought back the little rose gold trim for your vents. We have our dual climate back here. And then we have these really, really nice seats. I love that they brought the same style back here with the little pleated look. And then we have our super nice red sporty seat belts. We have, where are my cup holders, right? It's a nice armrest, but they hid the cup holders on you. You press this in once and you get this teeny little storage area. I guess you could stick your phone there if you wanted to watch something, but then you press it about halfway in and your cup holders pop out. I don't know why they couldn't just stick it right there, but they wanted to hide your cup holders from you, I guess. Now I'm going to show you how to put these seats down. We have this little handle right here that you press, and it pops up this little red thing back here, which I've never seen before. Pretty cute. And then we pull down. Oh, these seats are quite heavy. And it lays flat for you so you can fit a lot in your cargo area down here. Let's do the other side. All right, and your same little handle over here, your same little red pop-up letting you know it's ready. And we got it nice and flat back here. Definitely useful for having an SUV. Now, look how much more space you have when these seats are down.
All right, taking the EQE out for a drive. Right off the bat, definitely feels like you're driving a really big SUV. It definitely feels a little hunky, very comparable to the Model X. I feel like this so far may even drive a little smoother than that, because the Model X also had air suspension, and you still felt when you hit every bump in the road. Super nice. Let me hit this bumper here. Yeah, you hardly feel that. That's nice. The brakes feel nice and soft, like it isn't like you have to push them hard to stop. It's just a nice little press and you're already there. The heads-up display is cool. I'm not used to having a heads-up display, so it's definitely like a cool thing. And it even tells you a little speed limit. How cute. And the steering wheel feels super, super nice. Wow, like just so easy to turn. You just glide to your destination, you know? It doesn't like it has to be an abrupt movement to get you there. It just pushes you over to where you want to be. So with the little paddles here for your regen braking, press it down and it gives you a little bit more regen stuff. Yeah, let me feel that. Ah, yeah, that one's hard. Okay, so you definitely would have to play with that for your regen, but it's definitely comparable to Tesla. Theirs goes pretty hard right off the bat, but I like how this one is quite adjustable. I don't feel how this hits on these. Dang, you barely feel those. Those were like ruts in the road. That's crazy. And visibility in here is actually pretty good. I feel like the windshield maybe could have gone up or down just a little bit more, but the little A-pillars get in the way just a touch. You kind of gotta go around them a little bit to see, but overall, you get up high enough. I feel like this is super comfortable, just super smooth and luxury. Everything you could want. Oh, that was a perfect 0 to 30. Oh, that was so nice. Definitely a good hit, but like a smooth, you know, Tesla, you kind of smack it and it just goes, but this was just a nice glide to 30. That was super nice. Definitely puts you back in your seat, and these AMG bolstering seats keep you in place right when you need it. And really nice big mirrors. It makes it hard to miss anything in your blind spot or anything like that. I like how wide everything is. I feel like it has fisheye or something built into it. Oh, my heads-up even has a little navigation. So cool. So freaking cool. Yeah, so we have a cool little augmented reality thing right here. So it's like, and it's super cool. It kind of tells you like what to do next. It's awesome. Definitely a cool feature. Hang on, fellas. Oh, nice U-turn. Whoa. Oh, that's so nice. That's what that all-wheel steering gets you, is that really nice, tight turning radius. That felt so good. I love electric. Man, it just goes, you know? I think I love everything about this car. Just the outside needs a little pickup, you know? It even tells you what lane to be in. That's so cool. And I like how all your climate stuff stays down here, so you know exactly where it is, it's easily accessible, and you can just use it while you're driving and not be distracted with trying to figure out where it is. And another thing I really like is your little dials here where you can just pop it into sport mode really quick if you just want to go even faster But that hit is still so hard, so I can't imagine going any quicker in this thing than I already have. But this thing is super, super nice. I love the Alcantara on the steering wheel. You can definitely tell it has a sporty feel, but like nobody knows you're going fast because you're in an electric car and you're just zipping. But I love it. I love all the luxury plus the sporty. I think it's a really good mix. It is smooth though. You can feel the air suspension just like wobbling you around, you know? Whee! Nice tight turn. That backup camera is super crisp. Wow. I'm gonna get in my Porsche and be like, this is a potato. That is so crispy. Man. Wow. I gotta wait on my little camera to pop out. Now that I'm sitting and focused, I do really like this car. I think it's super nice. I just love all of the little materials that they have blended together and made it sporty but elegant at the same time. Love the screen. It is very big and honestly might be a little distracting, especially at night, unless it has like a little dimmy night mode, but I like it. I like the little carbon accents, the red stitching. I like a little sportier car, so this is something that I would definitely enjoy having.
Now it's time for my favorite features and Riley ranking.
Now for my 3 favorite features, one has to be the ambient lighting across the whole car. It's so cool, so customizable. You can pick any color, any kind of flowy design. It is awesome. I'm a big light person, so it's pretty cool. My second feature has to be the screen. It is the biggest screen I've seen in a car yet, and it is very useful, has a lot of features within it. It's not just a lot of screen for like no reason. And third has to be the auto adjusting seats to your height to let you know where you should be sitting when you're driving the EQE. I've never seen that before, and it is quite a nice touch. And for my Riley ranking, I would probably give this about a 7.5 out of 10 because 1, I'm not a fan of the styling. I don't like the bubbly look, but I do like the AMG blacked out features, helps a little bit. 2, which it is an EV, which I love, but it is still close to 100K, even though it is super, super nice on the inside. I just can't see myself paying that much for this vehicle. And if you thought this car was cool, you have got to go check out the other ones that I have reviewed.
Oh, he just rear-ended him. You better stop. You were way past your stop sign, sir. Oh, look, it has little chilies. It's so cute.
I guess we have to unlock it. And open is if you do a little kicky underneath the car. Come on, you did it earlier. As if you go a little kick. Space is. It's not working for me now. And then for our door things here, see, I think it's like the. Well, hold on. This new. Hold on. Motor engine. It's not an engine. 700 pound-feet of torque. My mouth was weird. Seen with almost every. No, hold on.